Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
Live from near Tampa Bay, Florida. It's Saturday night. Well, yeah, it is. It is literally. Hopefully, NBC won't sue me for, copyright. Apparently, Saturday Night Live is turning 50 this weekend, though. So I guess happy birthday to a series that was hilarious and now it's mediocre at best. So,
I never actually watched any Saturday Night Live while it was on television.
Oh, I mean, it's still
I've seen clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real, television is not a fucking thing anymore, but they're still trying. But
yeah, they're trying, but not very successfully.
Yeah, no. Somehow I managed to go my whole life without ever watching it, so I'm glad I'm not in that camp where there's another thing that I used to enjoy that's now just a shell of itself, because I already have that enough.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching when I was a kid, mainly like when Jimmy Fallon was weak and anger, and when he was actually funny and not just like, there's a difference between being funny and being quirky, which is what he is now. So, but just like, the internet, TV has become really sanitized for corporate media and whatnot. So,
For advertisement.
Yeah. Anyway, though, folks, welcome to the show. Akaba is back from his top secret mission doing I don't know what, because I'm not, like his access to classified, information is way above my pay grade. But, he was on special assignment somewhere last week, so that's why he wasn't here. But, I hope your mission was successful, whatever you were doing.
Absolutely. I try to always make time, but sometimes things come up. Global emergencies, one might say, regional conflict emergencies, things like that. So, sometimes it happens. Hopefully not too much, because even I get tired of being that busy. I'll say that.
No, I mean, I hear you. So, I mean, so you were gone last week. Apex was gone. Apex is MIA right now. And I might not be here next week.
Oh dear.
Because and believe it or not, it's been a slow news week, ladies and gentlemen. And I know Apex gives me crap for like not doing show prep, right? And to be fair, it is warranted some of the time. But this week was an extremely slow news week. I do have one thing to kind of cover in terms of general news. Well, two things actually. But one is actually going to affect why I might not be here next week. And apparently there is a hurricane that is developing, and it is going to hit Florida probably by Wednesday. Now, I've already gotten DMs and messages from people asking if I'm going to evacuate, and I really appreciate it. This isn't the first time I've had to evacuate the state, during the show's tenure. But let me kind of give you a Florida man's, take on evacuations.
Wait, so you're going to start incoherently rambling on some sort of a unknown drug binge?
Well, I
because
mean,
when you say Florida man, that's what I think. I think we'll fucking chat on some sort of drugs, doing some sort of shit that humans shouldn't be able to do.
well, I mean, isn't that what most like YouTubers do now? Anyway, at least ones that we're familiar with. I mean,
well, fair.
Yeah. So, I haven't even cracked a beer yet tonight. So, I'm just, I'm completely sober.
You're pre-Florida man. That's what you
Yeah,
are.
I'm pre-Florida man, but
from that pre-Florida man's perspective,
yeah, from the pre-Florida man's perspective, I won't go full Florida man during the. So here's what's gonna happen. A hurricane, which I have been informed is called Hurricane Ian by our friend, by friend of the show, Ash. Now, real quick, Ash was a bit of an asshole today.
he always is. He is in chat currently.
Well, yeah, I haven't pulled up the.
He's being an ass in chat. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I know he is. But yeah, he's saying sweet. Well, first, so yeah, the asshole called me a misogynist today because last night I was on a stream with the Versa Boys, and I made a comment about how most of the hurricanes have all been named after women, which is true. But I guess this hurricane is named Hurricane Ian. So his text was, because I didn't know the name of the hurricane last night, and I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be named like, after some chick. So he texts me, hey, it's called Hurricane Ian. And so that was that. And dear God, why is YouTube buffering?
Why is YouTube buffering? That's not how that's supposed to be going.
Well, we're still recording at least, so that's good, I guess. Hopefully the connection for people in chat is good. It's just looking like from the studio view, it says we have a good connection, but it's buffering on my little screen.
Let me go check on my end and see what I can see.
So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, funny how I start mentioning women, having hurricanes named after them, and then the stream starts to buffer, huh?
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
Okay, perfect. The control panel the YouTube studio panel must be messing up,
making me worry over here. Goddamn.
That's how Susan likes to do things, I guess. But yeah, so I guess Hurricane Ian is supposed to hit us, even though I was pretty sure it would be called like Hurricane, some chick's name. I'm not sure. I was gonna call it Hurricane Pantsu. And I still might, just to be, although, Pantsu, I don't know, other than being like into weird law shit, I wouldn't say she's really destructive.
Well, the daughter's not grown enough yet for us to make that assumption.
Oof. Yeah. Well, that's a good point.
Because that daughter's being only raised by May, so like we're only gonna see it as a result of May's parenting.
Yeah. Well, shit. I think there already was a Hurricane May too, like back in like the mid '80s or something. I'm I'm not really sure though. But anyway,
honestly, I'm just more disappointed, not about the names and how they choose them. I'm just disappointed that you, as a Floridian, are not going to do your due diligence as a Floridian and go fight the hurricane with your guns.
I
What the fuck
mean,
is this evaluation pussy bullshit? All right, you're Floridians. You have fucking guns and Cubans. Use them.
well, here's the thing. I'm not a native.
Mm.
I'm not a native Floridian. I moved here from, from Colorado land, which is increasingly looking
Okay, up
more.
there, you just fucking fight avalanches with guns. Same concept.
We, well, now in Denver at least we fight stoners with guns, sometimes literally, and meth heads because apparently that's a problem there too.
Shut the fuck up. You're
But
fighting meth heads and people who want to steal pot. You're not fighting stoners. Stoners are not a fucking agitating people.
Most of the time they're not, aggravated
Not
people.
enough for a gun.
No. But anyway, yeah, so I guess it's either going the hurricane is either going to be a category 3, in which case we will stay here, or it's going to be a category 4, in which case we'll go to Georgia. In either of those cases, if the power gets knocked out, I probably won't be here. Even if I do stay here and the power gets knocked out, depending on how long the storm is here, I might not, be streaming next weekend because FPL, Florida Power and Light, is very stingy usually with getting stuff back up and running. So, I'm just saying that I will be back. I just don't know, if I'll be back next week or if I'll be forced to take next week off from
Nature happens, folks. That's the general
yeah,
gist of this all.
nature happens. So that's the big national news story that a hurricane is happening. And what always cracks me up is like the Weather Channel.
Wait, hold on. Was the hurricane alt-right? Is that why it's being covered? Is that why it's national news?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's Hurricane Ian. That sounds like a pretty. Ian is
That's,
like a
yeah.
That's a Wignat's name or something.
That sounds like a dude that'll shoot up a grocery store and look at furry porn of a child's cartoon before he does so. That's that checks out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's the fucking world we live in. Remember that. Never forget that.
Well,
hold that special in your fucking heart. That's where we're at in our fucking society.
And also, I know that Ash was saying that I was a misogynist for saying that that it was a woman, but at the same time, how do we know that Ian is the name of a male hurricane?
Yeah, you fucking bigot. Why are you going to assume that just because they have that name that they're gender conforming to names? Ash, you fucking bigot. You fucking gender assuming asshole.
It could be a non-binary hurricane for.
It could self-identify as a fucking attack helicopter. That's not your place to fucking assume. Check your fucking privilege.
I mean, this hurricane could self-identify as a tornado.
Ketchup.
So,
oh fuck. Oh, that shit is so stupid. Anyway, Sam, don't get killed by a hurricane. That's what I'm gonna. That's my advice.
Yeah, no. Well, listen. If it's category 3, we're staying put, and I am gonna go full Florida man. In which case, I mean, I'm just probably gonna go on a drinking binge, because what else is there to do? If there's a category,
play video games.
Well, it's hard to play video games without power though. Although I suppose I could like hook up, I suppose I could say fuck the refrigerator. I'm gonna hook up my PlayStation to the backup generator.
Honestly, you just have to make sure it's cold for a bit, and then it can sit for like 6 hours before you plug the fridge back in.
That's true. That's actually a really good point.
As long as no one opens the fridge, you can keep that motherfucker closed safely with perishables for like 6 hours.
That's what that is what we literally had to do the last time, was just not go into the fridge at all.
Yeah, I had power outages back when I lived in Tennessee. I know how that is.
Yeah. But anyway, long story short, the hurricane, despite what CNN and all these other news outlets, they always act like hurricanes are apocalyptic. They always act like the latest hurricane is gonna be like that movie 2012, where like everything gets submerged and the
Oh yeah.
and it's not like that. At worst, we'll lose power. We'll have to go somewhere else so that my elderly grandmother doesn't get like, because when she loses power, like, it is harder on the elderly.
Oh yeah. Well, everything is. They're old.
Yeah.
God forbid when I get to that point. No, they're not that bad. I have minor experience, not through technically hurricane, but through typhoons from when I lived in Okinawa, and we were living in high-rise buildings, so that was some fun window shaking adventures at night.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because it's a military base, we can't there's not much place we can go unless it gets really bad.
Yeah, but I mean, also at the same time, I feel like if you're on a military base, at least I would hope so. I would hope, because it's the military, I would hope that a power outage wouldn't affect, you guys for as long as it would for,
essential buildings have a little bit more luxury, but in terms of fixing it, you mean? Yeah, no, probably.
Yeah.
No, the efficiency would be a lot faster than on the civilian grid. I'll say that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So the hurricane is like that's like the big sexy news story of the week. Nationally, I guess.
Sam, is that because you're a Floridian now that you find hurricanes sexy?
I mean,
are you going to get a hurricane fat ass mouse pad?
What's
Nick
it, man?
Fuentes wants to fuck cartoon ducks in the ass. That's all I'm saying.
What's it, man? Nick Fuentes has, duck ass. I have hurricane. Do hurricanes even have asses?
Dude, let me go look up hurricane anime girl and see if I find some shit. Hold on.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. Listen.
No, we're going to a porn site. Let's go to a porn site and see if there's fucking hurricane porn. Oh, fuck. I mean, come on. Somebody has to cause chaos right now. Hurricane.
Listen.
There are 10 entries for hurricane. Somebody has made a thick, big titty, fat ass hurricane woman. I shit you not.
Rule 34, right? If it exists, there's porn of it.
Rule number 34 of the internet. Yeah. There are actually several. 1, 2. There are 2 pieces where somebody turned the actual act of a hurricane into something sexual. God bless the internet.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that I mean, so the other thing is, Mr. Medicare was on that at the internet with Josh from
I caught that. That was really good.
And I actually caught that too. And this is like, Medicare brought up the point that the internet is just getting so sanitized that we'll miss out on shit in the future, like big titty hurricane, you know, anime girls or whatever.
I don't know if we'll ever get that dystopian, but it's not going to be good. That shit will
Yeah,
certainly probably be pushed to more and further corners.
yeah, sadly. Speaking of internet shit, RIP, at least to the Twitter handle of our boy Max Sand, I guess.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm not really surprised. Well, hold on though. I'll maybe he's in chat. I'm not Max. If you're in chat, say something. I know I sent the link into your Gilded server, but last time he was saying something about, like, I think Keffels. He said something about Keffels, and that's kind of a mistake if you want to keep your Twitter, because Keffels will report just about anyone for
Any
criticizing.
and everyone.
Yeah.
And dox you if possible.
Yeah. It's weird that, like, Keffels came out of nowhere and is doing, like, okay, Ralph, at the very least, like, he may
Is
be
small
an
contained incidents, yes.
well, Ralph, at the very least, like, even when he's an asshole, like, he kind of, like, as far as, like, villains of the week go, like, Ralph kind of fits the bill almost. Like, I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but, like, in a weird way, I do kind of have to, like, not admire him, but I guess compliment. He does. He is a good heel at the very least.
Oh no, he's fucking not, dude. Okay, maybe if the pure sense of, yeah, I get people to hate me, dude. That's not gonna.
Okay, yeah,
He's not
well,
that good of a. He's good
okay,
at being. He's just good at people hating him because he's a fucking asshole. I wouldn't say that's a good heel.
Yeah.
Because he legitimate. People hate him for the legitimate reasons of the shit he does.
Right, yeah. That's what I mean. But Keffels isn't even that good at that, and yet he's caused more damage than Ralph has at this point.
Well, I mean, Ralph would have fucking taken down the Kiwi Farms if he had the ability and tranny dollars.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, Ralph just doesn't have the social justice warrior clout to,
Or the money. Or the
well,
fans.
well, yeah, not in
Or the victimhood. Well, yeah, no, even the victimhood complex, because like Ralph's victimhood complex is like he'll take things that happen to him, but Keffel's whole existence is just I'm a victim.
Yeah.
Is Kiwi Farm still back yet or no?
It's back, but but like Josh has to keep changing domains. So
oh dear.
Like, yeah, so he's playing, like, the last I heard, he's literally playing cat and mouse with that whole thing. So yeah, that is where we're at with that. In other news, and I put news in heavy air quotes, apparently Hillary Clinton called MAGA supporters Nazis again after a teenager who wore a MAGA hat was, like, murdered. Now, what I want to know is, why is this even, like, newsworthy? Like, I don't know. I guess, like, people are like outraged that she's doing this, and it's shitty, yes, but, like, I'm just not surprised at all that she's doing this. So, like, why is even we already know she's unironically.
No, I think it's important. Never forget that Hillary Clinton is a fucking cunt. I think that's why that happens, because we can never,
Yeah.
never, ever let it slip. Because that's what happened with people with Hillary during the election. They forgot that not just fucking, I don't know, fucking 8-10 years ago from that election, she was actively welcoming a crowd full of boos because she was in opposition of gay marriage.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
never, ever forget. Clint, you know what? Fuck it. Clintons are assholes.
not just that, but I believe, and of course this has been scrubbed from the internet now, but I remember back during the 2008 election, there were rumors that she and Bill, they kept saying like Obama would have been our servant, like, 30 years ago, or
Yeah, I'm sure.
or something. I mean,
I'm sure they would say that.
they like to, the Clintons like to pose for photo ops with the Obamas now and like pretend that that they're friends, but deep down, that Hillary hates Obama because first Obama stole her rightful throne, of the presidency, and then a reality TV star stole Hillary's quote unquote crown,
With a
which is
mediocre
why.
steak business.
Hey man,
don't,
hey man.
Don't, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's mediocre. That's all.
Well, hey man, those steaks ain't have been that bad. I mean, they sold a few of them.
Well, I mean, maybe that's just because the stakes weren't that high. Kill me. I want to fucking die after that one. Shit. Let's keep rolling on the Clinton hate, please, Sam.
Listen. It's I've heard worse, but not.
Well, yeah, but Apex isn't here right now.
Well, yeah, that's true. He's probably
he's swearing at me right now while listening to this.
No, he's probably like crying himself into like a pint of beer at his local bar, or he's buried in pussy right now. By which I mean
either which, he would still have us on. He'd have him put us on in the bar, or he'd play us during sex. That's the narrative.
Oh no, not that kind of pussy. You misunderstand, my friend. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, the man is. When I say the man is surrounded by pussy, and regular listeners and viewers will know this, but when I say that Apex is surrounded by pussy, he's not like some playboy billionaire that's surrounded by models. No. He is literally surrounded by cats. He's almost like a crazy cat lady, but he's a dude.
I'm gonna say this. I still think we would be an excellent podcast for cats. I think you shouldn't set our potential so low. I think we can do great in the cat demographic.
Well, listen. I'm all for
especially the cat owned by possible racists. Despite dating Latinas.
I am all for doing podcasts for actual cats. Cat boys on the other hand, well, Fuentes
we can't
has that market cornered.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah, like Fuentes has already taken care of that sector. He's the king of the cat boys sector. Unironically. So, but yeah, going back onto the Clinton hate train, apparently Hillary Clinton also has a new show on Apple TV. And
okay.
Yeah, that Akaba, your reaction is literally like I was gonna play a sound clip, but your reaction was pretty much like the general population's reaction to Hillary Clinton has a new show. It has like Apple TV. Let's face it, they've they've put out some decent shows, but they're not Netflix or Amazon. They're kind of
Let me
like
put it to you like this: I would rather see Rosie O'Donnell on Apple TV than Hillary Clinton.
yeah. Well, I mean, well, look, people would even people who hate Rosie O'Donnell would actually watch that show.
Trump would watch Rosie O'Donnell over Clinton.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton. The only good thing about Hillary Clinton's new show is the fact that Tim Dillon and all these other podcasters, it's made for great podcast content because everyone's been shitting on it nonstop because nobody wanted that show, just like nobody wanted a Hillary Clinton podcast in 2020, and yet iHeartRadio was like, yeah, no, we're gonna set Hillary Clinton up with a stamps.com sponsorship, and Hillary is going to somehow make ad reads sound like the most forced thing ever. Even though it's like reading off a teleprompter, podcasts are not supposed to sound scripted. They're supposed to be off the cuff like this. But yet, when she was doing a podcast, it sounded like she was literally reading from a teleprompter, inflections and all. And it was probably like it I don't even think they ran for like an entire season of the podcast.
Oh, probably not. Also, by the way, your video is frozen, and I do not know why. Even on the YouTube run, it's frozen.
Oh, it is?
Also, hello, Mr. Vickers. See you in the chat there.
Oh. How about now?
Okay, now you're good.
Yeah, my screen for some reason went to sleep there for a second.
That might have been what it was.
Might have been.
Actually, I would like a Hillary Clinton show if it was in the style of Lil Bush. Remember Lil Bush from Comedy Central?
Yeah. See that
that would have been good.
See, that would have been good, but the Clintons aren't creative too. Oh shit! By the way, we just got a PayPal donation.
Oh damn.
It's not through Streamlabs. So I'm gonna have to pull up my PayPal app here real quick. I believe I know who it's from. Let me prepare my best Andy Worski impression as well, since I have a feeling I know who this is from. Okay. Big super chat from Vicious Vickers for 24.25. Whoa,
Mr. Vickers coming through with the 24.25 people. Subscribe to the Gumroad.
We're
watching Survivor on the Gumroad.
which we don't have a Gumroad, but we do have a Substack account actually. And if you super chat me $50 or more, which Mr. Vickers did a few weeks ago, I can comp you a subscription to the Gumroad where you can read my reviews of old Clint Eastwood movies that I've been doing and other stuff. I may also be reviewing Cyberpunk Edge Runners on there when it hits.
As you probably should.
People complain about spoilers and how everything gets spoiled, so the only thing I figure to do is to put the spoilers behind a paywall. So it's $50 a year or $5 a month, and you will also get videos of me doing stuff on there too, because Substack
You
sports.
gotta be you gotta be more specific, man. You can't just say you're gonna see videos on there, me doing stuff. Like, come on, dude. Optics.
Videos of me doing album reviews.
There we go.
And playing music, playing stuff that I can't play on YouTube because
they hate cripples.
Well, yeah, and because
they hate conservative cripples.
Well, more specifically, the music licensing company hates cripples in general, or anyone who isn't a radio station.
Can we just take a quick minute to shout out fuck all music licensing rights? Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a quick fuck you to the music industry, real quick. The big industry, not the indies. The big industry, the record labels.
Yeah, no, the big industry does suck. And yeah,
we should just burn the motherfucker down. But that's probably I'm just being like this because I've been playing Cyberpunk, so you know.
No, I agree. I was saying that like a decade ago. Every once in a while they'll come out. Every once in a while, there will still be good albums that come out. One of the things I have reviewed on the Substack, I haven't posted it, but I'll be posting it tomorrow, is, and you might actually be interested in this, Akba, considering that you're into 80s music and you were in Japan as well, although you weren't even born when the time this album I'm holding in my hand came out, but there was recently a re-release of the Police Around the World tour from 1980.
Oh, nice.
That it was a documentary that came out on MTV in 1981. You can still find an upload on YouTube from there, like from the 80s, but it's really bad quality. So I got this for like $20 on Amazon. I did try and upload the review to YouTube, but because of music usage and whatnot, it immediately got flagged on my backup channel. So, big shock. But what are you gonna do? So that's the type of stuff that you'll find on my Substack. And a large portion of this was also filmed in Japan back in the day. And
as should have everything in the 80s, but that's just me.
Well, a lot of stuff was filmed in Japan in the 80s.
And then eventually that changed. And then you know what happened after that? We got them filming Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift mostly outside of Tokyo.
Yeah. It's
most of that movie's Japanese city streets were not filmed in Tokyo.
Well, that's the same thing with like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, people think that Ghost of Tsushima was a Japanese game, and I believe it's actually like an American game.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's done by Sucker Punch.
Yeah, that had like Japanese actors and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, which, by the way, between that and Elden Ring, people think that all I play are like games with swords now, which, what's wrong with that? Swords are cool.
Exactly.
But
I
anyway.
guess it's time to start playing Cyberpunk. Well, that does have swords in it, but it has a lot of guns in it.
Yeah, it has a lot of guns. I am a bit mad though because my save file somehow got corrupted. So I had to start all over again. And I had forgotten initially about the first level where you go into a warehouse to get like some bot or something, and you encounter those weird guys who can hack your biometrics and set you on fire or something. That's
everybody all the time, everywhere. Anybody Any NPC can do that if they have the quick axe.
That is a fucking pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, that's why you get a skill in the intelligence tree real early that lets you identify net runners that are hacking you. That way you can go talk to them with extreme prejudice.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, I need to do that.
I can give you all the tips and tricks on some of the best builds.
I am sure you have probably logged hours on Cyberpunk like I have with Knights of the Old Republic.
And that's saying a lot because I have a lot of hours logged with Old Republic. I think I'm at 140, 150 with Cyberpunk. I recently restarted a new playthrough and I've been losing time. Let me put it like that. That's how fun it's been going. And I've just been doing side jobs. I've only done 2 main missions and I've been spending the last probably 10, 12 hours doing side jobs and loving it. People are like, oh, it's repetition. You just run around and shoot guys. Yeah, but shooting guys feels real fucking fun.
Sometimes those side jobs are the best.
Oh yeah. Just because you get to play with environments and do things from different perspectives and have different opportunities of ways to do combat. Oh, fucking love this game.
So, and I know that last week too, or I guess 2 weeks ago, we were all kind of collectively shitting on The Last of Us Part 1, which, let's be honest, is just The Last of Us remastered for the PS5. It's not really a remake as much of a remaster. Yep. And I was kind of shitting on remakes in general up until a friend of mine was like, "Hey, Sam, I know you like Mafia. Have you played Mafia Definitive Edition yet?" And now I hadn't up until this week. And Mafia Definitive Edition, if you've never played any of the Mafia games, now is a good time to start because Mafia was initially released in 2002.
Good year.
Back when the PS2 first came out. So it's literally a 20-year-old game. And
say that out loud, Sam. God damn it.
I know, man. We're getting old.
You motherfucker, shut the fuck up. Don't say it and it's not real.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been around a good while.
But yeah, that game has been around for a good while. When I heard that they were going to do a Mafia remake, I was a bit skeptical, but when they did a remake, they actually did a remake, by which I mean they literally built a new engine for it or used the engine from Mafia 3 and actually worked the bugs out. They did a whole graphic thing. They even brought in new voice actors to like redo the script and everything. It looks amazing, and minus the fucking race mission, which is still nearly fucking impossible to win. It is a fun ass game, so I highly recommend that. And with that, let's go into gaming news.
Okay, so we did miss quite a bit, or sorry, my ass missed quite a bit by being gone because Tokyo Game Show has been happening. A lot of stuff with that. So let's just start on something interesting that Ubisoft has decided it is now time to hit the panic button and have announced Assassin's Creed Red, which will be Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan. This will be one of the mainline games, not like the mobile game Assassin's Creed Jade, which has to do with China. They are getting to that point that they have ran out of places they think they can sell games based upon.
Which is funny you say that, because I just mentioned Ghost of Tsushima, and it's funny because I don't usually, unless I've like played a game, I try not to watch too many like playthrough game things on YouTube. But now I played Ghost of Tsushima a bit. I haven't watching someone play it, and the comments repeatedly have been like, geez, I wish Assassin's Creed would do this in Japan. And so now, like, yeah, Ubisoft saw what Ghost of Tsushima did, and so now they're like, yeah, they're panicking.
Well, no, it's not that. They've always had that on the button. Assassin's Creed fans have been clamoring for that for years, and they've been fucking cock teasing it here and there with the China shit. I wouldn't say Ghost of Tsushima did a lot, and we'll get into it because it's another piece of news. But I think now, I think it's less of a reaction to Tsushima for them and more of a, hey, we're losing sales. People are not buying these games that we're putting out every year or two that are practically the same carbon copy thing. How do we get them?
Yeah,
well, that's what they
no.
always wanted. That's the most one. It's people want that. They've always wanted it, but now it's just they're at the point where I don't know. Maybe they finally got out of their system that because you look at all the places that they could have been, and it's probably just stuff those particular Ubisoft French developers wanted to go, like Greece and Italy and shit like that.
Well, I was gonna say though, like I haven't played that much of the Assassin's Creed games. Like I played the first two, but like haven't they done almost everything? Like last time I heard, they were even like going into the American Revolution, and
that was the third game, a long time back, and then they went to fucking probably like the Bahamas and shit with piracy and all that shit. I don't remember exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was when.
But they've done Vikings, weird. They've done Egypt, they've done Greece. Like they don't do anything that is like they've done a lot of comics for stuff. Like there's a Russian-based comic one, but for the games they don't. They've done London, they've done France. They aren't doing anything with a very different culture, like New Zealand, Australia, way back or whatever. God, how many things in Africa could you do at different points in history that might be interesting? Because they're big on big old maps and it looking real nice and the whole thing beautiful picture sets, right? You'd have tons of fucking shit to do through that. China alone, you've got plenty of fucking shit. You've got all sorts of things with Aztecs you could do in South America and shit. There are so many more just varied locations that they just haven't done because, like I said, I think it's the devs just wanting to do the places that they're interested in first and foremost.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not weeaboos. We don't care about Japan. Even though...
But now they do.
Now they do, because the games ain't selling like they used to. But it is interesting that you did bring that up, because that will actually lead into another piece of news I have. Thanks to Ghost of Tsushima, Sega has finally decided, oh, I guess you Westerners really do like that samurai shit, huh? Okay, here's Like a Dragon Ishin. Like a Dragon being the famous Yakuza or Ryuga Gotoku series. Ishin being a game that they released back in, I think, 2014 or 2015. One of the early PS4 games, and one of the games that I've been wanting out of that franchise for a long time. I've always wanted the Yakuza games, or the Like a Dragon games that we never got.
Yeah.
Which were 2 on the PSP, and then there was a Samurai one on PS3, and then this one was PS3, PS4. And so we're finally getting this one. So maybe we'll get the other one. And this is a good one to test with, because I know this will sell well. It's got good combat. It's very stylish. And I'm just happy that I'm finally going to get it in English, so I don't have to learn that much Japanese to play it, because I'm lazy.
Yeah, no, that's good. I actually remember, I think I didn't have a copy, but I do remember playing like one of the Yakuza games on PSP at like a friend's house or something.
That it would have been the import then, because the only ones on PSP were the Kiryu series, because they had 1 and 2 Black Panther.
Yeah, I think it was an import. So
that one
still,
is really cool. I think that one would have done well overseas, but Sega at that time were cowards about that franchise and just thought there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exciting. What up?
Speaking also of PSP handhelds, the remake of Crisis Core called Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, soul leaves my fucking body when I say that, will launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam on December 3rd. So if you are interested in Final Fantasy Crisis Core, one of the weirdest series within the Final Fantasy VII compilation series, give it a pickup. I don't like that they replaced the main voice actor and probably others, but you know, at least it's not forever locked on the PSP anymore, I guess. Emulation's a thing. I don't buy the whole locked on old system thing anymore, but you know, can't say
Yeah, well, it's especially since as I've ranted on this show before, at least, you know, sadly, handhelds aren't really a thing anymore, except for the Nintendo Switch. So,
and speaking of the Nintendo Switch, guess what else is coming to fucking Switch? And Xbox Series.
I actually did read about this today. GoldenEye
007 coming to Xbox Series and Xbox One, along with Switch via the Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online emulator. Supports split screen local multiplayer, as it fucking should. Will be available via the Xbox Live Game Pass, which I hope there's a PC version of that then, if that's the case. And the Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online version will support online multiplayer as well.
Yeah,
so that's good all around. That's just good. That's a good game.
Yeah, I might actually. It's funny you mentioned this. I saw that, and then I was thinking like, damn, I might actually have to get a Switch now, even though I'm a Sony guy.
Switch has some good stuff. If you do go the Switch route, there are some good things that you can get on Switch that are fun little experiences that make that console price worth it. And this will be one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure if I would buy the whole thing. I just might buy like one of those Switch Lite things, which is, from my understanding at least, is just the handheld version of the.
You don't want it. You can't hook it into a TV, and the controllers aren't removable. So if one of those buttons or sticks starts to go bad, you can't just replace it with another Joy-Con side.
Oh, so that's why. That must be why it's so much more cheaper than.
Yes, because it can't dock into a TV, and it is a little bit smaller too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know then. So
yeah. So, and I think with it being on Game Pass, it might have the PC version, and then that's how we'll have it on PC. I hope that would be nice.
Yeah. Well, that makes me wonder if, like, I mean, if Sony is smart, and unfortunately they're not.
No, not in the slightest.
And that pains me to say as a loyal PlayStation user for years, but yeah, Sony is not smart. But if they were, they would seriously consider contacting the studio that basically did. I mean, MGM is one thing, right? They can get that, but contacting the game studio that did the Tomorrow Never Dies video game and remastering that or porting it to
that would PS4. Be good to have in a PS1 Classics kind of a thing. That would be a good game too.
Yeah, because
I thought you were going to go the opposite route, and I thought you were going to go, why can't they contact the Wu-Tang Clan and port Wu-Tang Shaolin style to support local 4-player multiplayer fighting and combat with Nintendo on that front. Well, local multiplayer.
Well, they should do that. They should do that too at some point. what they really need to do is bring back what they really need to do. Well, I'll wait until after gaming news for that. But
so to pull back on it just a little bit, we talked about Like a Dragon, and Sega also has announced that Like a Dragon 8 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, Steam, and the Microsoft Store will launch in early 2024. Prepare for early 2024. Be ready for mid to late 2024, if that is the case. The story will star the Yakuza Like a Dragon protagonist, which is Yakuza 8, Ichiban Kasuga, portrayed by Kazuhiro Nakayama. Or I'm sorry, Nakaya, sorry. And the series protagonist, Kazuma Kiryu, portrayed by Takaya Kuroda. It is said that this will be the largest game to date, and for some reason, Kiryu now has white anime hair. I mean, it's gray, but he looks almost like an anime. I didn't recognize him at first. I'm like, oh fuck, this is going to be interesting. So this is the one franchise where you can say 8 and I don't groan. And I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. 8, let's go.
Well, I mean, I guess that's good then if you're actually anticipating it. Yeah, because
oh dude, 7 was great. You're telling me you're gonna take this Japanese crime beat 'em up open world game and turn it into a fucking JRPG? That's hilarious. I'm down. And that's what they fucking did. It was so good.
Yeah, no, that sounds that does sound good. I kind of find it funny that they actually like re-released Streets of Rage on mobile recently.
Yeah. I'm surprised about anything that happens with Streets of Rage because it's Streets of Rage. They got forgotten in a fucking room like for years and years and years.
Yeah. No.
Like someone tied them to the boiler and never came back until like a decade later, and then we got Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, well, I mean that was the same thing with GoldenEye for a long time. I mean,
let's be real. More people talked about and played port versions like GoldenEye Source of GoldenEye than anybody played anything of Streets of Rage.
Yeah, well, yeah. Although let's not bring up GoldenEye Reloaded and
oh god, I fucking forgot about that. Oh shit.
And I'm sorry. I love Daniel Craig. He's a great Bond, but he's not Pierce. Listen.
He won't say the same shit to us though. Oh, Pierce Brosnan's not a real Bond. Sean Connery, that's the real Bond.
Well, I'm not even saying that, but it would be it would be weird if it would be weird if they I mean, it would be weird if like they made like a game of From Russia with Love, which they actually did with Sean Connery back in the day, and it was awesome. But it would have been weird if they like stuck Daniel Craig's Bond in the Connery eras.
I do agree with that.
And that's what they did with GoldenEye Reloaded. They essentially were like, hey, let's make GoldenEye part of the Craig canon, even though we know that that it's really not, but let's do it anyway. And let's take everything that was like, let's make Alec Trevelyan a 2-dimensional character, and like let's take away everything that was great about GoldenEye and just make a shitty remake with Daniel Craig where he sounds really disinterested. And
probably was.
Yeah, well, I mean, like there are some lines in that movie that that Brosnan gives that are like supposedly witty and funny and tongue in cheek, but then when Craig does them, he just sounds bored and like dry, which I get is his Bond's, he's more dry, I guess,
Shtick.
but still
Yeah.
it doesn't quite translate over well. So yeah, I'm happy that they're actually bringing back the original game as opposed to doing another reskin. So that's good.
No, it's good. And with the multiplayer, I kind of am very quietly hoping that maybe there's a chance for GoldenEye to make such a to make a new beginning as an esport.
Well, not just that, but like on a different kind of thinking about things from a different perspective, it would be very interesting if GoldenEye kind of re-sparked kind of in a larger sense also re-sparked interest for James Bond in general, because after the ending of No Time to Die, everyone's kind of like, okay, well, that was disappointing. What's next for the franchise? And so now maybe this might give them some ideas of what the fans want.
They need to do well. I actually looked into it. IO is doing the James Bond game.
Are they? Is that official now? I've heard that like being rumored for years now.
If I'm not mistaken, when I go to the IO Interactive website and I click on Project 007, that this tells me that Project 007, the working title, is a brand new James Bond game to be developed and published by IO Interactive. So now all we need to do is get him in Fortnite and that one fighting game that has LeBron James in it, and we can bring back James Bond. It'll be perfect.
Well, that's awesome. Imagine in IO's game too, right? You get James Bond, but you also get, hear me out, you get Hitman, and Hitman makes
a collab mission. That would be very
Agent 40
cool.
Agent 47 and 007.
That would be the best.
Yeah, that would be a really cool mission. So
one for both games, 47 in the 007 game and 007 in the Hitman game. So that way you're getting two of the characters in different environments. So you really maximize on the crossover.
Yeah, and they are both well, I know that Agent 47 is voiced by a British guy, but is he supposed to be? I know Diana what's her face is British, but isn't Hitman himself supposed to be British, or is
he's supposed to be a bald white man? And that's about as far as anyone thinks.
Well, I remember playing I remember playing through like the new trilogy of Hitman games, and they were like, we're finally going to reveal Hitman's full origin story, and then they were like, yeah, no, fuck you, it's
as it should be.
We know it's been 20 years, but we're still gonna take you on a wild goose chase, because
if I remember, he was born in Romania, I think.
Well,
remember, he's a fucking clone, so
yeah. Well, I mean,
can a clone be British? And if so, do they weep when the queen dies?
Well, listen. The one thing that surprises me is we have Americans here who are weeping that the queen's dead,
and that's fucking disgusting.
And I'm just kind of like, okay, I understand.
Don't understand. You're fucking American. There's no excuse for that bullshit.
Well,
do you remember taxes? The crown, redcoats.
So someone actually brought this up to me, because they were like, you and Apex and Agba were really like, you guys were assholes when it came to the passing of the queen, and it's like and it's like, yes, we were, but also understand, like, okay, I understand why people were sad when Princess Diana died, because she was younger and, like, it was before her time, right? But the queen was 96. She's reigned forever. It's not that we don't care, but it's like.
And the question is, what does she fucking do for Britain?
I mean, I guess the Royals bring in revenue. They have like a horse breeding like company now, or
you don't have to be a queen or a king to run a horse breeding company. You just have to have a picture of a stegosaurus and a bucket.
Yeah, no, I listen. I know that, but that's what the
but people crying over the fucking queen don't.
But this is what the limey sympathizers that live here in this country tell me.
Look, I'm not gonna fucking kink shame somebody. If you want to lick a boot, but don't say I'm an asshole because I'm laughing about the fucking queen dying. I am fucking American. That is part of it's as American as baseball, fucking apple pie, hot rod cars, rock and roll. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man.
Yeah, no. Well, not only that, but it's also like she's 96. Like she was 96 when she died. Like
I felt more terrible when Betty White died.
I mean, I did too, but at the same time, like I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, 99. That was a good run. Way to go. You know,
yeah.
But it was a good send off. Same like for the Queen, but I don't get people who like cry. You know, when
I cry for Betty White because fucking she had a tangible impact in my life. She made me fucking laugh. The fuck did the Queen ever do to me? Fuck that shit.
That's
I know true. Fucking Brits. I have fucking friends who were like, fuck the monarchy. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. No, I mean I was kind of the same with Joan Rivers. I will admit Joan Rivers was funny, and she was also towards the end she was bases. She was pretty base too. So Lucy, I remember towards the end of her life that was when the Lucy K thing. That was when that story broke, and someone asked her about it, and she's like, who cares? I've had men jerk off in front of me, and you don't see me crying. You don't see me fucking crying about it.
Fucking based.
Yeah.
That is fucking based. Holy shit.
Yeah. Anyway,
not enough of that. There's not enough.
No.
Anyway.
we went from gaming news to dead comedians tributes.
We're all over the fucking place.
As usual.
As fucking usual. Last bit of game news I have is something a little bit specific. I'm super excited about it. There has been an announcement for the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, which is obviously the collection of the Battle Network Mega Man games.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm actually excited for that too.
And it also will have online connectivity to replace the link function, the link cable functions that we used to have.
Oh, even better.
Even better. And it looks good. It looks like fucking Battle Network. That's what I wanted. I love those games. Those were fucking amazing. They were some of the best games on the fucking Game Boy Advance. So, and that will be it'll be out on PS4, Switch, PC via Steam in 2023. So please look forward to that.
Yes. Well, that brings me to some news I have for gaming.
Cool. You can close it out then.
So I mentioned this kind of at the beginning with Mafia. But so last year the remake of the actual true remake of Mafia came out with Mafia Definitive Edition, and they remastered the entire trilogy, and so now all the bugs from Mafia 3 are mostly gone, and it's actually playable. That was a lead up to an announcement that came out this week actually, that Hangar 13 is working on Mafia 4. Now, usually that's when I would get skeptical of things, but considering that there is momentum, I'm just curious to see what they're going to do. There haven't been any really there haven't been any like official details regarding storyline release yet, but we will probably get a date for that around 2025 is what people are guessing.
That sounds about right.
And it could be sooner, but let me put it this way: I would rather it be later and then release like a fully functioning game, unlike Mafia 3, which was broken basically at launch.
Yeah, always take time.
There are two rumors that they're either going to go like back to Italy in the 1800s when the Mafia first started, or keeping in line with the American Mafia, they're going to go into the 1980s to when kind of the fall of the Mafia with John Gotti and Rudy Giuliani happened, and tell a story from that perspective. Which, look, I would actually,
no, do both at once. Do a front and back fucking story and have it be some lineage shit. That'd be fucking great.
Oh shit, yeah, that actually would be cool. Someone clip that idea and send it to Hangar 13, because that is a genius idea right there.
Instead of trying to make too much of a fucking pie out of either ingredient, mash them both together and fucking make that shit. That'd be good.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they did the first Mafia game set in 1930. They did Mafia 2, which took place in the 40s and 50s. Mafia 3 was set in like the 1960s and 70s. So now it would make sense that they do the 80s and 90s, but maybe also go back in time too and do that backwards thing. But either way, they haven't told 2023, 2020. Well, no, they haven't told 2025 to do that. So make it count, I guess.
Yeah, they'll have something probably set by the end of this year to kind of solidify what they want to do, and then work on the vertical slice from there.
So, and then Remedy Studios, I believe we talked about this before, but we are getting a little bit more details on the Max Payne remastered collection. Supposedly that's going to come out in 2024. I'm thinking we haven't seen any trailers yet, but some YouTuber did like did a video of like what Max Payne could look like in Unreal Engine, and it looks fantastic. And so people are hoping that that's what Remedy does. Also, there are possible rumors that Max Payne 4 could be coming in 2025 as well. But I'm a bit iffy on that, because James McCaffrey is like in his 60s now. He's getting up there. And also, Max Payne 3 was like a pretty definitive, conclusion to the series. So unless they were to do like a prequel or something, or do like a linear type game like you were just discussing, I don't really see where they could take Max's story.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they don't people need to learn when something should be allowed to stop. Like, not everything has to keep going forever, and it's oftentimes better to stop where it is, even if it was maybe a fumble at the finish or not fully realized at the finish. Because you can only squeeze so much out of a stone.
Yeah, well, I mean, and hey, like Max Payne 3 on its release was not that well received, but then a few years later, because of the John Wick movies coming out, like a lot of people discovered Max Payne because Max Payne was supposedly one of the inspirations for John Wick.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that drummed up a lot of interest for. So, sometimes it's best to let like sleeping dogs lie, as they say.
Or make another Sleeping Dogs game, which we will never get because, Square Enix hates me.
Yeah, well, and
if you haven't played Sleeping Dogs, play Sleeping Dogs. This is my announcement to you.
well, sadly, we will also never get Driver.
Oh yeah, no, we'll never get Driver again.
Yeah, which is they'll endlessly port Grand Theft Auto, the 3D trilogy for decades to come.
Now here's the question: do you have it in the docket?
Oh, GTA 6?
Do you have that in the docket?
I was going to actually ask you about that because
Okay.
I saw something that Rockstar posted on their Twitter.
Yeah.
But regarding like a leak, but I didn't see the actual leak.
So there was a massive leak and could potentially be more of a leak depending on GTA 6. And it is development footage from about a year or two ago. And I have personally reviewed this development footage. Rockstar has been doing everything they can to scrub it off the internet. The original drop was around 100 videos. I have around 60, and I have watched all of them.
And
where do you want to start with this, Sammy?
Well, okay, here's where I want to start with it.
Right.
I don't want to ask anything that is going to because I know that you work in gaming, right?
Oh no, I'm fine on this. I'm fine talking about this. I have any kind of ties or anything that could.
Okay, yeah. I don't. That was going to be my first question. I don't want to violate any NDAs,
I think by now I'm already cleared of all NDAs I'm under, or at least ones that might pertain to any subject matter involving this.
Okay. So are the SJW rumors true for GTA 6?
Okay. The chick is a fucking fat ass Latina.
Oh, nice.
It's far from anything you would suspect. Fucking day one, people were already drawing porn of her. It was fucking fantastic. And the other dude is your typical kind of like, from what I can tell, I might be a little wrong, I might change it, but he seems kind of like just your typical Floridian, good old boy, likes going fishing, like shooting guns, fucking American, very simple. I didn't, out of what I saw of her, even in her design, I didn't pick up anything SJW about her.
So what you're saying is the Florida boy is going to be my neighbor Terry. So my neighbor
probably.
So my neighbor Terry is gonna star in GTA then. Okay, based, I guess.
And I think there's one more character. I think it's a black dude. But the thing is that they're all young. It's kind of like the Saints Row thing, where it's a younger set of main characters. No vets. You know what I
mean? Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really have any problem with that as long as they don't make the same stupid mistake that Saints Row did. Hey, we need to become criminals to pay off our student loans.
Yeah, no, it's not that. The thing of it is like, I think it's going to be more kind of like based in youth, but more on the wild side of it. And that's why that there is the Latina. That's why there's the black dude and the white dude, but they're all young, right? It's not two old white dudes and one young black kid that they're teaching the ropes of how to be a real criminal, which is a little weird. It's like my two gay crime dads that like to commit domestics with each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they already did that with GTA 5. So what?
That's what I'm saying. That I think that's why they have the new characters the way they do, is they want to kind of. I think it's also sort of a look on GTA Online and kind of looking at it like everyone's equal, just trying to do the same shit.
Yeah.
The game looks amazing.
Any tributes to the late Ray Liotta?
This is legitimately alpha footage, dude. There are test maps that are shown that test things like when you run up to cover, automatically aiming over the cover to shoot it when you aim, what happens when bullets are firing at you, how your animation plays when you're walking, moving. You have a crouch walk, everything you need. Like it's literally like testing functions to make sure they're right. Checking for AI. There's very actual few city shots, but when they are, they're fantastic. As for anything for him, probably not. Maybe not. We'll have to see at the end. Because remember, even for even for San Andreas, we didn't, or for 5, even though it was San Andreas, we didn't see much tribute to the old San Andreas.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I will say that they did a fantastic job of like bringing the San Andreas map up to speed for 5.
Dude, you're gonna fucking love this one. Vice City, from the bits I could see in the wide shots, looks shit, fantastic. It looks City? Like Florida. It's Vice City confirmed.
Yeah,
it's Vice City confirmed. HD era, modern day Vice City.
Well, shit then. Yeah. Well, if it takes place in Vice City, I mean, it maybe.
Dude, the fucking mall, man. Think about the mall.
Dude, that mall was actually pretty fucking cool back in the day to be able to go into. So
man, it's either they're going to include it and hope for the best, or they're not going to include it because they know there are going to be 18 million videos on YouTube of GTA 6 shopping mall shooting. It's gonna be one or the fucking other, man.
Well, listen. I mean, Battlefield. Was it? No, it was Call of Duty. Call of Duty already fucking had like an airport map, or was it a mall map?
No, it was airport. It was an airport mass shooting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that you know that Rockstar shouldn't worry about that because Call of Duty already did a fucking airport shooting.
Yeah, but that was also their most like ever controversial thing they ever did.
Yeah.
To the point that they never tried that again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also had people bitching about Rockstar because you could basically kill women's suffrage leaders and Red Dead.
And feed them to gators.
Feed them to gators, feed them to bears, kick them off, the ends of mountains and whatnot. It was
fantastic. It was fantastic.
It was fun.
It was fun. That's what we need. We need video games that are fucking fun.
Yeah.
There's not enough of that in the fucking world.
Well, and that's the other thing about Mafia 4 that is supposedly rumored. Supposedly they're going to make Mafia 4 more of like a sandbox, because the way the Mafia series has been done is it's an open world. It's so linear that that you don't really get like an opportunity to explore that much of
Right.
any of the cities. So they're going to make it more of a sandbox, I guess, for 4, but that's going to require more development time and effort,
Yeah.
obviously. But it'll be worth it. So yeah, GTA 6 set in Vice City, I'm all for it. So
it looks good. The early development footage looks real good. I think it's gonna win every award ever, as did GTA 5, and they will probably run it for as long as they can. But from what it's looking like is that this is going to all hands on deck. Everybody's gonna die after this project, but it's gonna be one that's remembered as a result.
yeah, well, I mean, the one thing I will give Rockstar is when they make a good game, they do it right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
People are still doing uploads of shit they've discovered in Red Dead.
Oh God, yeah. I remember my favorite thing is like how long it took somebody to get the fucking Michael line of quit firing rockets at my house because no one had just gone to decide I'm gonna just shoot rockets at Michael's house. And turns out
Yeah.
if you do, there's a hidden voice line where he calls you, stop firing rockets at my house. And he sounds angry and grumpy, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, there's also a line where you can literally go into Michael's son's room and literally like look, and someone was like, I'm gonna decide if I can look at porn on my son's computer, and you can, and there's a
scene for it.
Yeah, just
Like,
little stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. And we don't get me wrong, we will give Rockstar shit justifiably all day every day.
Oh yeah.
There is a lot of love in those games from the people on the ground floor that aren't making the decisions. Like those games are the biggest labors of fucking love.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, the other thing, even though Apex isn't here, the one thing that he and I talked about last week is, and this does kind of relate to GTA a little bit, but it goes back to the thing of, there were concerns that it was going to be woke, right? But Apex brought up the point last week that like wokeism is kind of starting to like die off. It's in its death struggles now and trying
Not
to
nearly enough. I want it struggling harder.
not well, yeah, no, I would agree. I'm like, let's not even let it struggle. Let's just, stomp on its neck and kill it right now. Put it out of its misery. But
Agreed.
I mean, it is kind of starting to die down.
Thank God.
Not nearly fast enough though. God forbid Trump runs again. You're going to get the reanimation of wokeism.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, no, I approve. It looks good. It will be, obviously it'll be good. There's too much writing on it for anything to go wrong. But from what I have personally seen, don't get over the top, but just get excited. It's gonna be a good game.
The one thing I have to ask is, it seems pretty obvious, but can you run boats in that game? And
let me. I think so.
Because I know that you could run speedboats in Vice City, but it didn't
you can in GTA 5. I'm pretty sure you can here.
Yeah.
I want to say there is one video of the white dude on an airboat actually.
Yeah, I would just love to do like a Florida speedboat race.
That would be fun
in GTA 6. So that would be fun.
That would be fucking fantastic. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's gonna be good. Look forward to it.
Yeah, in other gaming news, and I'm sorry, Mr. Vickers, I know you'll be disappointed, but Gotham Knights is delayed yet again. So maybe by Christmas, maybe, but
Maybe.
this is why I'm not pre-ordering anything right now. I want to actually get actual reviews of the game before I buy it.
Yeah, it's as you should with everything, in all honesty, but
Yeah. Yeah, well, at least I'm not one of these people that pre-orders Madden every year and is like, I hope it's good, and then it's just the same pile of shit as the previous year's Madden game.
people
But
love to
anyway,
throw away money. That's what I'll say.
yeah, well, I'll all I'll say is in this economy, uh, not I guess people like to, even when the economy is bad, people like to do stupid shit still as
Oh
well.
yeah, no, that's usually when the money spending's up the highest.
Yeah. You have to spend money to get out of a recession.
Mm-hmm. That's what they tell us.
Yep.
That's what they love
So,
to tell us.
oh yeah. Other than that, I don't know anything for gaming news. I am curious, are you excited? Is Cyberpunk Edge Runners out yet, or
It is out. It is out, and it is very good from everything I've been hearing. I have not had a chance to set time aside to watch it.
see Genius Anus? He's not a weeb.
Yeah, I've been too busy playing Cyberpunk to watch Edge Runners, as fucked as that might sound to some people.
There are Amazon's coming out with a Blade Runner series, like a live action series that's going to be produced and directed by Ridley Scott himself. So
that should be good. I mean, the original Blade Runner game, despite being rough, was very thoughtful to the source material.
yeah, no, it was, and I mean, and I know that Blade Runner 2049 wasn't that great in theaters, but it's still I mean, so
I
Blade
knew
Runner.
plenty of people that liked it. I never met one person that did not like it.
Oh no,
Fan and non-fan.
I loved it, and I mean, I've always loved the original Blade Runner. It's one of my favorite. The original Blade Runner, even the theatrical version. I know people love the director's cut more, but I also like the original theatrical version. Just because it's a fun noir movie from the 80s.
I like the
But
American Dad version of it.
oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
There's that one where Steve and his friend get DNA from two girls, clone them, they turn into babies, they grow into teenagers in 3 days, and then Stan throws on the fucking coat and the gun and has to hunt them down because they can't let the clones get away.
Yep.
Oh fuck, I love that show. It's so good.
And that's basically the premise of the movie. So
more or less, minus wanting to bone clones.
There's there's that.
A little more nuance than that.
They were. So it was really funny because when 2049 came out, like I had already seen it I had already seen the original being being a film buff, but like all my normie friends who who were just seeing the original for the first time were like, so Harrison Ford basically bangs a walking fleshlight, and that's a thing in the movie. And I'm like, I've never heard it described that way, but I guess
Not wrong. Yeah,
you're not wrong, but also I don't think that's what they had in mind back in the 80s, but yeah, I guess. So but
yeah, no, that'll be interesting. That'll be good.
yeah, that'll be an interesting series. Unfortunately, Harrison Ford won't be in it, so we may never get a resolution to Deckard's story, which I am kind of okay with because I kind of like the ambiguity factor of.
I follow the Sopranos thought process. You don't have to always know everything. Life isn't always about knowing everything, and you never can. Enjoy what you experience, not what you don't know.
It's a difficult situation. So, I thought you were gonna say I follow the Sopranos subreddit, which is basically just people talking in Sopranos quotes about everything. So, by the way, folks, I usually don't recommend subreddits, but r/Sopranos is hilarious because there's one thread where they were like, what if the Sopranos took place in 2020 and the show had to deal with the pandemic? And
oh fuck.
the dialogue that people were writing and the situations were, I can't do it justice, but it's actually pretty fun. It's actually pretty fucking funny. They're like how can we get our stimulus, how can we get our laundered money to appear as stimulus checks, and
yeah
and launder it that way, and then you have Paulie ordering DoorDash on everything because he's just so germophobic. So.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So
you know what I also fucking love? I love those YouTube videos, the fucking cut edits where they put Sopranos characters into like Skyrim and shit.
My god,
dude, those are my favorite thing to fucking watch while stoned.
Yeah. The Sopranos was a great series. The movie, not so much.
Wow,
So.
Everything can't always be perfect.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't have anything left. Do you have anything that? Let's check and see what chat is saying.
Absolutely nothing. It is pretty. Yeah. No, I was saving GTA 6 for the last of it, pretty much.
Well, and you saving GTA 6 for last is better than The Last of Us Part 1, I guess.
Ayo.
So, yeah, I basically all people are still reviewing The Last of Us Part 1. And the only thing that's good about it is I guess it's introduced some mechanics from The Last of Us Part 2. But even so, it's not worth that,
Fuck
it's not
no.
worth. Yeah.
That's like trying to resell Resident Evil 1 just because you have analog functions now. That's not enough. You need more.
Yeah, supposedly they're trying to sell The Last of Us Part 1 on the fact that, hey, we brought the gun crafting mechanics from The Last of Us Part 2 into this game, but we didn't include dodging or blocking.
If I'm playing a fucking game for its overall story and maybe survival mechanics, I don't care about fucking combat upgrades. That's so dumb. Oh my god, that's so dumb. That is just so stupid.
Well,
but that's par for the course for them, honestly.
Well, and then they're like, so does this mean we're gonna get a Last of Us Part 3? Nope, not at this time. And I'm kind of like, well, that's kind of weird considering that Last of Us Part 2 ended on kind of like an anticlimactic note, but anyway.
I mean, it's there's gonna be at some point. Sony has put too much money into that franchise to not have it be a front runner. But who knows how long it's gonna take and how much 2 has affected any planning and development.
Yeah. Well, and then we've also got the HBO series that is.
Oh fuck, that's right. That's gonna happen.
Yeah. Ugh. And unfortunately, Pedro Pascal is going to be playing Joe, which I don't hate Pedro.
What? No. Fucking stop that. God damn it. He was good in Narcos. He doesn't have to be fucking everything ever. He's not. Oh, fucking Christ. Ah.
No, I agree with you. And I mean, and Troy Baker is a good actor. And
no, it's not Troy Baker's ass. I fucking hate Troy Baker, but it's not Pedro Pascal.
Oh, well, I thought Troy Baker actually doesn't he? I haven't seen him in a while, but doesn't he actually look like Joel a bit? And that's who they
no. Troy Baker looks like a Californian.
Oh.
in all honesty, he just looks like a fucking Californian. He looks more like him than fucking Pedro Pascal. I'll say that.
Well, I know that they supposedly based Joel's character model off of someone. I'm blanking on who though.
Fuck if I remember. Grizzled old white dude is the best I could tell you, probably.
Yeah, well, shit. Maybe we ought to get Hugh Jackman to play, Joel then.
I would rather see that. That sounds a lot more interesting, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean,
that would. Shit. Yeah. No. Yeah. He would do really good.
Yeah,
I take Liam Neeson over fucking Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, shit, that would actually be more appropriate because I could actually see Liam Neeson as a grizzled, old,
his face sells tired really good. He's got the perfect I'm too old for this bullshit face.
Yeah, literally. But also he's like, I think he's going the same route that Bruce Willis not in terms of brain injuries, but just in terms of doing like, I guess he's doing bad B movies now because that last Taken was brutal. So
yeah, well, I mean, hey, dude, you gotta pay the bills, okay? You gotta pay after some things happen. You gotta pay the bills. We can't all be like Macho Man Randy Savage and release a rap album, okay?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And there's your reminder that was a real thing that happened.
Or be Kiefer Sutherland and go from being Jack Bauer in one of the Lost Boys to doing country western with a slight Canadian accent.
He was also Snake in the final Metal Gear game. Don't forget that.
Yeah. So that's why Pliskin was that's why Fembot's husband was talking out Kiefer Sutherland the other night. Got it.
Because he voiced Big Boss in the final installment because Kojima really likes actors and not the dudes who helped form a character in the West. But I'm not going to get into the David Hayter Hideo Kojima beef because I don't know enough about it, and that is way too long of a thing to talk about and way too nerdy of a thing to talk about.
Well,
but
yeah. So, well, my folks, I don't have anything left to talk about. Any final thoughts, Akaba?
Cyberpunk is good. Play Cyberpunk. 1.6 is out. The DLC is coming. Play Cyberpunk. Watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It's also apparently really, really, really good. And it has actually boosted the number of concurrent players of people playing Cyberpunk again on Steam, reaching, I think, almost a new high ever since its launch. Play Cyberpunk. That's my, Play the tabletop game. Play the video game. Play the tabletop game. Watch the anime by Trigger on Netflix. Yeah. If they were still doing the promotional Rockstar Cyberpunk drinks, I would say go drink a Cyberpunk Rockstar energy drink. But they aren't. So you know what? Fuck it. Just go drink one and then play Cyberpunk. Same shit.
Which I forgot they were doing that. Hopefully it doesn't taste like piss.
No. It wasn't flavors. They just put characters on the cans for Rockstar back during the launch.
Oh, okay. So unfortunately, it will taste like piss then.
Rockstar's not bad. Shut the fuck up.
I've never had like Rockstar official, but I've had like zero sugar Rockstar before, and it was
the zero
horrible.
sugar's bad. The absolute zero is fantastic. Zero sugar tastes like ass. The grapefruit flavored absolute zero tastes fucking solid. And then they have the absolute zero fruit punch, which is also damn good.
Here's my question. Why can't they just do normal drinks now? Why does everything have to be like absolute zero this and zero sugar?
Sam, as someone who needs to regularly down these motherfuckers, I don't want to be adding that many more calories. I like food. I don't want to waste it on a drink. We need absolute zero. We need absolute zeros. Okay. Fuck the zero sugars. We need the absolute zeros.
Okay, fair enough. I suppose I'm fine with the absolute zeros. Just the zero sugars, they taste like ass and they look like
sugar-free everything. Every soda always Dr. Pepper sugar-free garbage. Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, right? Garbage. Yeah. Coke Zero, fantastic.
Oh yes, Coke Zero actually is good.
It's that same concept.
Yeah, I literally, in a blind taste test I literally couldn't tell the difference between regular Coke and Coke Zero.
Coke Zero is fantastic. Rockstar Zero, absolute zero is fantastic. Drink Rockstar, play Cyberpunk. Those are my words. Oh, I'm sorry. Drink Rockstar, play Cyberpunk, watch Cyberpunk, play the tabletop version of Cyberpunk with your friends. Okay, that's all for me.
Yep, that's good. I will let you guys know that if for some reason you play games on iOS, you can get the GTA trilogy, the complete package, for $5 now on the App Store. So go buy that this weekend if you have an iPhone and feel like playing GTA.
Some good games. Good games.
So yeah, other than that, just pray that I don't get, swept away in a hurricane. But if I do,
was secretly employed by the Clintons.
Yeah. But if I do, just know that I was playing Cyberpunk when I got swept away.
Living on the edge, exactly as he should be, ladies and gentlemen. That's a fantastic way to end this podcast.
Yep. Alrighty, folks. We'll talk to you, well, if not next week, the week after that, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So, and once again, thanks to Mr. Vickers for the donation.
Mr. Vickers with the big $24.95 donation. Wow.
Whoa.
I forgot what their fucking shit is. I don't even fucking watch them. I just know PPP always goes, Mr. Vickers.
and Andy just goes, whoa.
Canadians are weird.
Yeah, we'll see. Here's the thing: even Canadians think that Worski is weird, and that's saying something.
That does say something.
But
that does say something.
But anyway,
fucking Canadians. Let's end this podcast on that. Fucking Canadians.
Yeah, fucking Canadians, man. So
Have a good one, everybody.
yeah, have a good one, chat. We'll see you at some point.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.